In this lecture, we'll discuss regular falsy method, or it is also called method of false position. This method is used to find root of algebraic and transcendental equation as the bisection method also. We had already discussed the bisection method. The rate of convergence of this method, that is regular falsy method, is much faster than the method we had discussed in the last lecture, that is bisection method. Unlike bisection method, one endpoint will converge to the actual root, whereas other endpoint always remains fixed. In bisection method, we had discussed that it is unidirectional. The convergence is unidirectional. And regular falsy method has a linear convergence. Let us discuss the geometrical interpretation of regular falsy method. So first is, let y is equal to fx be a function. So this is our function, y is equal to fx. This is our function. And it is represented by this curve A to B. Y is equal to fx, which is represented by our curve A to B. We have to find the root of fx is equal to 0. So our function fx is equal to 0. We have to find the root. What do? Is we find the chord joining A and B. So first step is to find the chord between A and B. Now what is the equation of this chord? Equation of the chord will be y minus fa upon x minus a is equal to fb minus fa upon b minus a. This is the equation of straight line joining 2 points, and which are these 2 points? One is AFA and another is BFB. So I had written the equation of straight line joining these 2 points, AFA and BFB. Now we'll check at what point, this is the point, at what point this chord intersects with x-axis. So the point of intersection is obviously by putting y is equal to 0. So when we put y is equal to 0, we'll get minus fa is equal to fb minus fa upon b minus a, and this is multiplied by x naught minus a. And when we solve it further, we'll get x naught minus a is equal to minus b minus a fa upon fb minus fa. Let us find the value of x naught, and we'll get x naught is equal to a minus b minus a upon fb minus fa multiplied by fa. We'll repeat this procedure until the root is found. How do we repeat the procedure? We may see this. So once we got the value of x naught, we got this value of x naught. This is the value of x naught. Now we'll find the chord between A dash and B. That is, we'll find the line joining A dash and B. Again, we'll find the value of x1. That is the point at which this chord or this line intersects the x-axis. Similarly, when we keep on doing this, when we keep on repeating this procedure, the number of iterations, when at each iteration the value keeps on repeating, this will give us the answer. So first step is by choosing 2 points at which the function takes positive and negative value. So we chose 2 points A and B where the function took negative value, and here the function took positive value. On further solving it, we get the formula for regular falsy method as x is equal to AFB minus BFA upon FB minus FA. So now we are ready to use this formula for all the iterations. So this procedure repeated till the root is obtained to the desired accuracy, and this method is also called linear interpolation method or chord method. So this method, that is regular falsy method, is also called linear interpolation method, or we also call it chord method because we are using chord joining the 2 points. And we have our very first question where we have to find the root of the equation x cube minus 4x plus 1 is equal to 0. And we have to use method of false position or regular falsy method. Let us start with the function. Our function is x cube minus 4x plus 1 is equal to 0. Now we'll find 2 points. At one point the functions should take positive, and at another point the functions should take negative value, that is positive and negative values. And this will ensure that the root lies between these 2 points. Let us start with 0, and the value of the function at 0 is, say, positive. It is 1, so it is positive. Let us find the value of the function at 1, and it is coming out to be minus 2, which is obviously negative. So this ensures that the root lies between 0 and 1, where at 1 it is positive, at 0 it is positive, at 1 it is negative. Just for trial, let us look at the value of the function at 2 also. And we found that the value of the function at 2 is again positive. This means that there again exists a root between 1 and 2, because at 1 it is negative and at 2 it is positive. So students, it's up to you in which interval you want to find the root. If in the question it is written find the root between 0 and 1, then you have to take this interval. If it is written in the question find the root between 1 and 2, it is in this interval, that is 1 and 2, because the root lies between both the intervals 0 and 1 also, and at 1 and 2 also, this one also and this one also. Now what we will do here, we'll find the root that lies between 0 and 1. So we are taking this one, root that lies between 0 and 1. Okay, and we'll be using the formula, that is x1 is equal to x naught fx1, so this will be x2 minus x1 fx naught upon fx1 minus fx naught. If we call this as a and this as, say, point B, then the same can be written as AFB minus BFA upon FB minus FA. This formula you will find in many of the books. A is taken as x naught and B is taken as x1. So in this way, if I can easily take x1 as, say, AFB minus BFA upon FB minus FA. So our A in this case is 0 and B in this case is 1. So we'll find x1 as 0 into f1 minus 1 multiplied by f0 divided by f1 minus f0. And this is coming out to be minus 1 upon minus 2 minus 1. When you calculate using the calculator, you will get the answer like this. So this is the very first iteration. We'll find the value of the function at x1, and it is coming out to be negative, that is 0.2963. Now students, we are moving to second iteration, and root lies between f0, this is at 0 it is positive and at 1 it is negative, so we'll change this, and the root, this time root lies between 0 and 0.3333. Now we'll find the value of x2. x2 is 0 because a is 0 this time and b has changed to be 0.3333. So x2 is 0, f of 0.3333 minus 0. Say I'm taking 4 times, so you may also take it 4 times to get the exact answer, upon 0.3333 minus f of 0, and this will come out to be 0.25714. If you want to take this value of 0.3333 as an exact one, so here we got 1 by 3. If you check, we got here 1 by 3. So you may take 1 by 3 also and then calculate it. You will get the same exact answer here. Check the value of the function at this point, 0.25714, and this is coming out to be negative, and it is 0.011558. So it is negative. Since it is negative, I'm going to change this negative end. So once I change this negative end in the third iteration, our root lies between 0 and b is 0.25714, and you can see the interval is equal to 0 and 0.25714. Now our third iteration, that is 0, and value of the function is 0.25714 minus 0.25714 multiplied by f of 0 divided by f of 0.25714 minus f of 0. And this, when you calculate this, the value is coming out to be 0.25420. Find the value of the function at 0.25420, and you will get it as negative minus 0.123033742. Since it is negative, students, we are going to change this negative end, that is b. In the fourth iteration, a is again 0 and b we are taking to be 0.25420 because we are changing the negative end. The value of the function is coming out to be negative, that is why we are changing this negative end. And we had moved to fourth iteration, it is 0 and value of the function at 0.25420 minus value of the function at 0, 0.25420 minus f of 0. And when you calculate this, the value will come out to be 0.25410. We'll find the value of the function as 0.25410, and this is coming out to be again negative. I calculate using the calculator. 1, 2, and this is coming out to be 4 zeros and then 1, 2, 9, 3, 6. This is coming out to be 12936. Again, the value is negative. So in the fifth iteration, what will we do? Our A remains same and B again changes to 0.25410. When this changes to this, now we'll find the value of x5. Doing the same way, zero point 0.25410 multiplied by f of 0 and then f of 0.25410 minus f of 0. When you calculate this, you will again get the value 0.25410. Hence, we may conclude that the root is 0.25410. Now students, let us see how do we conclude that this is our answer. If you see b is equal to 1 from the starting, b was 1. In the second iteration, when we move, since the value of the function was negative, we change this value of b and it is coming out to be 0.3333. In the third iteration, when we move, then the value of b is coming out to be 0.25714. If this value will recur itself till the desired decimal places, then we say that we reach to the answer. Let us move to the fourth iteration and see the value is 0.2520. And next is 0.2541. So two consecutive values which we got 25410 and another 0.25410. Before this we got 0.25420. So that is why we concluded that the value is 0.254. Moving on to our next question, where we have to find a positive root of the function x minus cos x is equal to 0, and the method which we have to use is regular falsy method. So in this question, value of the function, that is the function is fx is equal to x minus cos x. Let us find 2 points at which the function takes alternate positive and negative values. So our obvious search for this is 0. Let us check the value of the function at 0 and it is coming out to be negative. Put your calculator in radian mode. Your calculator in radian mode and then you will get the correct answer. Let us check the value of the function at 1 and this is coming out to be 1 minus cos 1, 0.459698, 0.459698. This is coming out to be positive. This means that the root lies between 0 and 1. At 0, the value of the function is negative and at 1, it is positive. Let us start with our very first iteration. x1 is equal to, let us take a as 0 and b is equal to 1. So af multiplied by fb minus bfa upon fb minus fa. Put the values, students, and you will get the answer as 0.685078. Find the value of the function at this point, 0.685078. And this value is coming out to be negative, that is minus 0.089292. So since it is negative, we are going to change this negative n because at 0 it is, see, it is negative. So in the second iteration, we'll take a as 0.685078 and we'll take b as 1. And let us find the value of the second iteration. that is 0.685078, and F1 minus 1 F of 0.685078. So it is 68, and it is divided by FB minus F of A, and the value of the function when you calculate this, the value of x2 will come out to be 0.736299. Now find the value of the function at 0.736299, and it will come out to be negative, which is equal to negative of 0.004660. And since it is negative, students, we are going to change the negative n, that is this n. And in the third iteration, what will we do? We take A as 0.736299 and B as 1. We do the same thing, that is find the value of x3. I'm not writing the formula now. The formula is written in previous iterations. It is 0.736299. And when we'll find the value, it will come out to be 0.738945. We'll find the value of the function at 0.738945. It will come out to be again negative 0.000. Use your calculator, find the answer. Since the value is coming out to be negative, I'm going to change this negative n. So in the fourth iteration, our value of A will be 0.738945 and B is equal to 1. Again apply the same formula, find the value of x4 as 0.78945, that is AFB minus BFA and divided by FB minus F of A. When we calculate this, the value of the function will come out to be 0.739079. 0.739079. And when we find the value of the function at this point, 0.739079, this will again come out to be negative, and in the fifth iteration, we are going to change this negative n, and we are going to take A as 0.7. I had left this 3, so this is 3 here, 739079, and B is equal to 1. Do the same thing again and we'll reach the answer as we have to do one more iteration, sixth iteration, and in the sixth iteration you will get the answer as 0.7391, which is correct to actually 4 decimal places. Let us see what is required in the question. In the question, it is required to be correct till 3 decimal places. So if it is required to be correct till 3 decimal places, we had already reached the answer 0.739. So students, when we check for answer, we'll check this here. X2 is coming out to be 0.736299. Earlier it came out to be 0.685078, then 736299, and then we move, it is coming out to be 0.738945, and when we move further we'll get 0.739079. So from here we may conclude that 0.7391 is correct to 4 decimal places after 6th iteration only. You have to do the 6th iteration yourself and check this answer is correct to 4 decimal places. If you want to conclude that the answer correct to 3 decimal places is 0.739, then from here and from this place onwards, from this iteration and this iteration, you can say that the answer is correct to 0.739. Answer is 0.739, correct to 3 decimal places. If you still have any queries, you may write in the chat.